So I joined an elite motorcycle club in GTA Online. And first things first, I was actually sitting on the couch next to my brother-in-law, who we all know as Mr. Serial 25, and I was actually in the process of recording a video to show off my new yacht that I just bought, but the yacht has got to wait. That was a sick rhyme. Anywho, he looked over at me, and then he asked me if I wanted to join an elite motorcycle club. So I said, sure, why not? As I hop on my helicopter that comes out of my $10 million yacht, and I mean, for $10 million, it better. As I fly closer, he makes sure that I know as soon as I get to land, get out of my helicopter and drive the rest of the way on a Vortex chopper. By that I mean, I'm heading over to meet the leader. And there are a few rules that I have to follow in order to be a part of this motorcycle club. And the first rule being no flying vehicles. So goodbye, Oppressor Mark II. Before I get there, I proceed to change my clothes as I already have some motorcycle club clothing saved, but that was the old club. Now I'm part of something bigger, something grander, something bigger than myself. I'm part of a group that stands for the little guy, but also takes care of their own. I am now a member of the Unchained Warriors of Grand Sonora Desert, and this is how I became an enforcer and then demoted to secretary. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that coming. It was completely my choice though. I mean, I could have declined, but I decided to go with being a secretary rather than an enforcer, but this is how that happened. First, I go and meet the members. There's one named Alex Hidez, I think that's how you pronounce it, who I don't think is actually a member anymore, but I'm not 100% sure. Then of course, we have Blake Bruh, which most of you should know from one of my Heist with Randoms video, because he's the other guy that we did the Diamond Casino heist with. And there's also a female as well, and I don't really know her name, but the leader actually claimed as his, so no one can touch her, and that's, I guess, how that works. And then we have Mrs. Serial 25. I'm just going to start calling him Serial for short, because saying Mrs. Serial 25 a billion times can get kind of strenuous. So Serial is the VP. Basically, he is pretty much the right-hand man of the leader. And then, of course, you have the leader. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his gamer tag, so I do apologize, as I really suck at pronouncing names. And I do know his real name, but for the sake of this video, he did not actually give me the go-ahead to use his real name, so we're going to just call him Jerry. That's kind of weird, given that my father-in-law's name is also Jerry, but it's okay. It's actually what I thought of right on the spot. So as of right now, we're just chilling for a minute, just to kind of talk a little bit. I didn't have the mic recording at the time, so I don't actually remember what all we were talking about. Probably stuff about how often I play GTA, or if I'm serious about joining this motorcycle club, and I'm sure it's something along those lines. So I finally agree that I am in it to the end. So Jerry asked me to hop on my bike and follow him, and I do so. But before we do, for some reason, chaos absolutely ensues. I'm not exactly sure what's going on right now. I just know that I pull out a weapon just to protect myself. I have no intention on actually harming anyone. I just didn't know what was going on, and I'm guessing this might be the reason why Alex is no longer in the motorcycle club. I mean, he might have made amends, I'm not really sure, but it seems like he's going kind of crazy. And of course, Blake didn't exactly help, because he's the one that lit that car on fire and started going crazy with him. But moving on, again, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but Jerry asked me to follow him, so I did. And we hit the road, and we drive for what feels like an hour, but it's probably like an hour in game time. But we finally got to this place that seemed like an old abandoned scrapyard of some kind, maybe something that has to do with coal. I'm not really sure. I mean, I suck at knowing what jobs are as well. But after we get there, I continue to follow him, and he takes me up this ladder. And again, the trek up seems extremely long, but once we made it, he points at a ledge and tells me that I need to stand on the edge of that ledge, and he told me to use my pistol so I don't accidentally fall off, which is something that seems like I would do. When I got all the way to the edge, he told me to use my sniper rifle and find the billboard way out there. And it took me a minute to find it. It was actually Serial that showed me where it was, because he was actually sitting physically next to me while I was doing this. But I found it, and then he asked me to start counting the little squares in this billboard as he asked me a series of questions. I can't exactly remember all the questions because, again, I wasn't recording the mics at the time. But I do remember the very last question he asked me. He said, "Are you aware that this is blood in, blood out?" And I stopped counting for a second and said, "Yes." And then he shoots me in the back of the head and said, "Welcome to the club." So I respawn as a new man, and I am now an honorary member of the Unchained Warriors. And my first task was to accept the invite to the crew, which I did. And once I accept that invite, I had to head to the clothing store and put on the crew logo on the back of my jacket. And I also had to change the name of my current motorcycle club from the Wolves to UWGD-E, which stands for Unchained Warriors of the Grand Sonora Desert, and the E stands for Enforcer, which I'm going to change again now that I'm the secretary, but we'll get into that later. And this is going to actually conclude this episode, but as for the next episode, we have got a new recruit, and I will explain how I get demoted from being an enforcer to a secretary, so please stay tuned. And before I leave, if you are interested in becoming a member of this motorcycle club, please contact me, because I will be doing the initiations now. And because we do more than just initiations and looking tough. I mean, we help you out if you need some GTA money, and also help you out if you get attacked by griefers. Like I said earlier, we stick with our own. So if you're getting bullied by somebody, then just hit one of us up, and we will basically bully them. And that's how we run things. And if you need help selling some stock, doing missions, doing heists, anything of that nature, just contact one of us and we will jump on to help you. But also, you have to know that the MC stuff is in a free aim lobby, so there is no aim assist when we play. My gamer tag is Outcast20-20, so that you can basically look me up on PlayStation Network and add me as a friend to start the process of becoming an honorary member. There are a few rules that you're going to have to follow to be in this club as well, like no explosive weapons, so only ARs, those are like the only types of weapons you're allowed to use, anything assault rifle, and no flying vehicles as well. So if you're cruising around with us, you got to use your motorcycle. No speed bikes, like a hog type of thing, and we only play in free aim lobbies, as I said earlier. And you guys, without a doubt, have got to answer to no one except for Jerry, who once you're in the lobby, you'll probably learn his real name. I know it might sound a little bit sketchy on the surface, but believe me, in the long run, it will definitely help you out, especially if you are a brand new player to GTA Online, because you're going to want some help starting out in the first place so that you can get money, so you can actually do your own thing, but as for that, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoy this series and want to see more like it, let me know in the comments, and also give me a like on this video and subscribe to my channel if you're new. But as for now, I will see you next time.